you ever feel like business is bankrupting the family? Like maybe there's just one too many relationships? Join Brett and Gina Judd, the Love Entrepreneurs, and gain the knowledge and skills you need to ensure a long and healthy marriage, along with a thriving business. And now, the Love Entrepreneurs.
Is when I feel deserted, then my insecurities flare and I send not very clear signals because I'm trying to protect myself from the pain and disappointment of feeling deserted, while at the same time say, hey, come back here. And often that does not look like, hey, I need you. It looks like you're letting me down. So when we get deserted, we generally experience that in one of two ways. Either I feel uncared for, abandoned, like I don't matter. That's one strong way to feel deserted. Or desertion can also feel like rejection, like I'm not good enough for you. No matter what I do, it won't make a difference. I can never please you. Abandoned or rejection are both symptoms of desertion.
Yeah. I think it's really important to point out at this point that these desertions and the idea of abandonment isn't necessarily with your partner right now. I was working with a client just yesterday, actually, who had walked into a situation where they had experienced a sense of abandonment, a sense of rejection. They were trying to get close with somebody and they felt pushed back. And it really stirred up a lot of things, but what it stirred up was old abandonments, old issues that had absolutely nothing to do with the person that they perceived in that moment had rejected them. And I think that that's something that's really important for people to realize, is that when you walk into these abandonments or that sense of abandonment, it may not even be your partner that you're reacting to. It can very often be an old abandonment or an issue that happened a long time ago that is now coming forward because that emotional need is just as strong today as it was historically when it wasn't met. And if there's any kind of an unmet need, a raw spot, an unhealed wound, it's going to come forward just as if it was alive and well, even if it was 20, 30 years ago.
Right, and that's another place couples get stuck. So the feeling of desertion is the trigger. How we deal with that activates our attachment needs, our need to reconnect, create more safety. Mm-hmm. How we deal with that feeling of desertion, we have only a couple of choices. We can either try to deal with it by numbing out, right, and saying, I don't need this connection anyway, it's too hard, it's too painful, or by addressing it and saying, hey, I don't like how I'm feeling and we got to fix this. There's not very many places to go in between that. And it's important to realize.
This has been another bankruptcy-proofing moment from the Love Entrepreneurs. To get more information about how to make sure business doesn't bankrupt your family, go to www.theloveentrepreneurs.com.